Crowley. Morning, my people. How are you today? Question Friday. Ask away. Booza, booza, booza to gain maso. My question today is, what car wouldn't you drive no matter what and why? Guys, look at the northern bypass this time. Oyinza obutaddamu kugira ku live broadcast kuno. So northern bypass eno gyetegerezeemuko kuba ku broadcast kuno oyinza obutaddamu kugiraba. guys, today is Question Friday. Ask your questions. Ask your questions. And Northern Bypass, take it in. Take it in. Take it in. We use Obutajiraba next week. So take in the Northern Bypass. And my question for you today is, what car wouldn't you drive no matter what? Moroka chigwe jogambe yoyo ne bwe kiba ki sijivuga. Era nsonga kijowa. Totugamba bugambi moroka, you tell us the reason why you would never drive. We are planning to do a day in the taxi drivers, a day of a taxi driver. I'll be driving the taxi for a considerable distance, and you guys will be following. Omusajja wa taxi bwabavuga emmoroka eyo biki byayitamu. Bwe tunala tuvuga emmoroka eyo kigege, driver wa taxi agenda beera musaabaze, ajja kutuula mu maaso awo, camera person wange atuule wali, mbeere ne camera endala, secret camera emabega, so that you guys can see what goes on in a day of a taxi driver. So that's something that we are going to do very soon. Era mubeereyo nga mukyesunze. We'll probably be driving one of our taxis. Twagula njivuge njije Kampala njitwale paka gyeraga ate era nkyuke nkomewo. That's something that you do. But my question for today is, what car wouldn't you drive no matter what and why? And of course, ask your questions. Ebibuuzo tebikoma ku mmoroka byokka, you can ask all the other questions. Ngabo twetegekera Dr. Jonathan. You guys remember I put a post where you can include your questions to the doctor. Ebibuuzo bigenda kubiddamu. Yangamba ate ebibuuzo mbirabye, kati ndi mu clearinga schedule yange ne mmamanya abasawo. Tulina abasawo batono mu ggwanga. Twetaaga abasawo emitwalo 15, wabula tulina abasawo emitwalo ng'ebiri kitundu. Guys, how are you? Orders obukofiira nfunye ez'abantu ba TikTok. Sinnafuna orders z'abukofiira ziva gye muli abantu ba YouTube. Nabagamba enkofiira zo tulina slang ez'enjawulo. Just tell me what you want. Tulina this one, the very popular nvuga yange. Why you have nvuga yange? Kuba toyagala kumanyiira. And then we have the AC full time, and then we have Sita Kisunzo. Those were the first slangs that statements that we brought out. So you can make your order for WhatsApp. Don't have other I want that coffee and it was slang wait. One it statement wait. Someone said other I want a coffee with the statement makanika wangi mugwagwa, and I want to wear it as I go to the garage. Makanika wangi muchi, makanika wangi mugwagwa. Gawa makanika abagamba abantu that the newer Vox is bad. Don't buy the newer Vox. And I can tell you the newer Vox and the newer share the same engine, they share the same gearbox. Someone was talking to me last time, and I was telling them that something happened. Something happened with the newer. Okay, newers, both the newer, the normal newer, and the Vox were disturbing people. So the cars disturbed people, but the Vox wasn't really too much. Tezali munyinji Voxes, and because there were not too many, and these guys babroka bali balina okutonda emmotoka, so they kept telling these guys that, you know what is disturbing people the most, nga bagamba abantu kati waliwo n'ennuwe zirimu yingini emu n'eya Vox. Bwe bagambanga abantu okitegeera nti waliwo emmoroka nuwa ezimu ezirimu engine ya Vox ensonga lwaki olaba nti n'ezo nuwa nazo olumu zisumbuwa abantu nga nazo zisumbuwa abantu olumu so people ne bakikwata nti Vox yeekola ki ne bakikwata nti Vox yeesumbuwa abantu naye ng'ate ne nuwa yali esumbuwa abantu kuba zaalina engine emu nga ziina gearbox yemu. The systems were the same. It's just that the Vox has a few of the extras that make it a little bit spacious, that make it more comfortable than the normal Nuwa. Okitegeera kati nekiba kikwate nenga if you went to the bond right now to buy a van and you looked at the Vox, you looked at the Nuwa, you go look at the engine, look at the gearbox, they have the same. Okitegeera chassis yekyukamu because the Vox chassis bagikolanga erinakuwa a little bit more comfort. Chovola, even its beauty is a little bit exaggerated. But of course, the standards of beauty can only be defined by people. Chovola, but there was a time when a fat person was the definition of beauty. There was a time when a man that has a big belly is a definition of looking good. There was a time when a woman that has red lipstick is the definition of beauty. Right now, you guys have seen there's a trend of people going for laser pink making of lips. So someone goes to a laser machine and they make their lips pink. I don't know what that thing is about. And then there was a time when having big bums for women was the definition of beauty. And then there was a time when a slim woman was the definition of beauty. So the definition of a car that looks nice right now is the Nuwa. But the Vox was initially made to be the prettier one by the Japanese. Of course, Boturamo Vox, you can feel the comfort. It has a little bit more comfort than the Nuwa. But of course, Kati, the Vox has negative publicity. Ensonga lwaki abantu tebakola ki? Ensonga lwaki abantu tebajagala? And then there is a Mitsubishi Outlander. This is a trim I've not seen. Abatama Outlander, the Outlander is also the RVR. That's a newer year, and then that's a trim that I've not seen before. Aha, good morning Muyombia Mark Morad K Momo VIP Bukenya Shafiq Mugalasi Joshua Mix Farm Kagwa Marvin Tusime Eddie Nsereko Starch Musema Saddam Musisi Gerald. I hope you guys are doing well. After I dropped the progress, but that was my first and last. Emotoka yankora ke mikolo battery ekuba omukka kale sijida ate battery ekuba eti omukka Starch battery emotoka ekuba eti omukka omni wandyambi Paul Sema VIP musisijira dagamba after between Mark to Musota Chogamba and Grand, which one is an upgrade of the other and what advantages does one have over the other? The Mark II Grand is the upgrade of the Mark II Musota. The Mark II Grand is the newer Mark II because after the Mark II Grand, the Mark X came. So the Mark II Grand is the newer version. The advantages that the Mark II Grand has over the Mark II Musota is the comfort. So the Mark II Grand is much more comfortable than the Mark II Grand is much more comfortable than the Mark II Musota. The Mark II Musota is comfortable, but the Mark II Grand is much more comfortable. It's much more comfortable, it's much more heavier on the road, but because it's heavier, it also consumes a little more than the Mark II Musota. They both have the same engine, yeah, but the Mark II Grand will consume a little bit more than the Mark II Musota because it's heavier on the road. It's much more executive. I think basically that's it. Even the price is a little higher than the Mark II Musota. You can literally get a Mark II Musota 9 million, 8 million, Esa Kora 10 million. Then Mark II Grand etandikira mu million 13 ennungi okitegeera era bw'ogisange kawanso million 10 ejja kuba either tekola SC ebirala byonna bijja kubanga biramu n'ogisanga tekola SC. I remember we bought a Mark II Grand at around 11 million nga ne Esa Kora ne pira jaliko neera twagisanga eyo mu kikomera munda ng'oli abadde tagivuga, and majority of the times when people are not driving the Mark II Grands is because of the fuel consumption. Nicholas Seulime, good morning. Ojjadde otubulira emboozi ya Mazda. Mulamik, good morning. Bruno Isingoma, good morning. I wouldn't drive a Pajero Mini, Mitsubishi Galant. Those cars disturbed my bro and he lost almost 8 kgs. Muchiwulira Mitsubishi Galant. Galant mujimanyi. The Mitsubishi Galant sort of looks like the Subaru, the Subaru Legacy, the sedan. So the Galant, but it looks really nice, and the Galant is actually very comfortable. It looks exotic, yeah. So, but it says the Mitsubishi Galant, ne Pajero Mini. The Pajero Mini, for the guys that don't know, the Pajero Mini is that Pajero that looks like the Pajero GDI, but the small one. Arthur, can I get Toyota Picnic 2 liters at 7 million in good condition? Yes, you can. Picnics are 2.4. You guys, picnics are not 2 liters. Picnics are 2.4 liters. Era erimu ingini yebera mu kawundo. So when you buy a picnic, just know it's going to be fuel on fuel. But of course, then they'll be telling you it's VVTI, Good morning, Antonio. Random Things VIP. Kansule muri step. Leo kangende kutoto yweka Exeria. Kangende kutoto nyweka Exeria. Oba kadi yange nakola. I hope my card works. Kubaje njagala okunywesa. B2C card anti nabagamba. B2C card yebikolera yebimala. Bogena n'ogisako linerabira okuteekako ssente. Naye nalikako emitwalo gyange 11. Kati kwenje 10 n'ogumu katugende tuteekewo ka Exeria mtulabe. Musisi Gerald, I haven't bought a car yet, but I can't buy it. Wait, it even looks like a toy car, and I don't think that you can even ask a lady for a ride. And she asks, abachara teberonda era duwete inana onda ina class yayo. Every car has a class of people that it will pick up. But what generally ndabi abachara tebalina nnyo class. Abachara kasomo gamba byayagala owulira ne boba wa gaali atuula. Good morning Chris Fitness Lubulwa. Ugamba otya baba. Nkurunungi Doni. Good morning. Today's question Friday, guys. Ask your questions and they shall be answered. Today my question is, what car wouldn't you drive no matter what and why? Owansonga chega ante moroka zisinza kuddamu kugivuga. Owansonga ki gy'oyinza okugamba nti emoroka siyinza kugivuga no matter what? Nsonga ki dowa? Ono wasiyenda musajja mukulu oba yayigira bwe moroka givuga nga avuga tulera. Avuga bubi. Good morning Arthur, I'm looking at purchasing a car but having a hard time choosing between Subaru Impreza and Toyota IST. Which one would you advise me to buy between the two and why? I find the IST overpriced. Right now, I think you can get an Impreza at like 28, 29, 30. Yeah? The IST is at 34. I find that the Impreza for me looks better than the IST. I find that the Impreza eats more swag than the IST. It's a 1.5 liter. Yeah? The IST, of course, bogisanga a 1.8 ogenda gisanga mu Valvematic. So the IST gives you good consumption, easy to maintain like all Toyotas. But me, I find that the IST is overrated. So depending on who you are, what you want to achieve, any day, I'm not a fan of Subarus, by the way. Nebo entuka at a certain point, but this time nonda was Subaru. Manya waba wensonga lwaki nonda was Subaru. So at a Subaru Impreza is one car that is, yes, Subaru maintenance ya yeri nyamuko okusinga Impreza. But the Subaru maintenance ya nyamuko okusinga ku Toyota. But I find that the Impreza is one of the Subarus that is very easy to maintain. Yeah, the Subaru is one of those cars that is very easy to maintain. So I would definitely buy the Impreza. I know people that own Imprezas and they have not yet gotten any trouble driving those Imprezas. I also find that the IST is a pretty small car. It's a kapasum car bi akarede yako. IST singako katono. The driving experience is definitely okay, but I find that the Impreza will beat it any time. Then there are people that want to buy the Subaru XV simply because it's raised. You can actually raise the Subaru Impreza, normal Impreza, ojiwanika mukatona ate nefaanana XV. So me, I would buy the Subaru Impreza if I were made. Engamba days in Morocco ngenda zigula. Zigula mu bondi. Now of course we ogula bali wa bondi. I don't know what budget you have, but if you are looking at the old IST and the old Impreza, because then you'd have about 15 million. I would buy the IST because the Impreza year 15 is over to yet the IST year 15 is Jacoban engine. But if you're going to be buying the new models, which means you have a budget of about 20, 21, 22, I would definitely tell you to buy the Impreza. Uncle Arthur products za for the love of cars Uganda to zijja wangenda bawe number. Someone is outside and those within Uganda. Ngenda bawe number locally. That's I can only promise you that I can have a supplier locally. Ngenda bawe number ya supplier wanali local. Mbamu kubira abawe enkofira abawe ebikopo abawe keychains oba key holders okitegeera right? Yeah, so I'm going to be sharing the number tomorrow. I'm just making sure that this person can actually be able to deliver on time, in time. Enkofira za mitwale ebiri. I'm still figuring out the actual price ey'ebikopo neya jumpers okitegeera. Yeah, I'm going to be sharing a number. Arthur, how is total fuel? Mabaragavu, nzekanyongera mu kilometer 2. I can't drive a small car like the size of a Vitz, only high clearance cars. Oh, so Morad came Momo, but even the Vitz can actually be given high clearance. Me, I drove a Vitz at Avuga Mucharo, and I actually want to go back to a Vitz. I want to go back to a Vitz engine. The problem with high clearance cars is the fuel consumption. Nti yongeramu atenze kwemba mvuge moroka mbala nyama futa nchali kulevo ebale nyama futa. Arthur, I'm using castor oil but haven't seen any difference in engine performance. Castor oil will clean your engine, which take it according to reviews that we have all seen. Castor oil is definitely better. That's why it's recommended by performance cars, which take it. So the engine performance tojja kujiraba. The other thing that happens with castor oil is that castor oil tebanna muchupula. But oil or petrol station ezisinga abana babera ne oil omuchupule mu motoka. There is a time I went to a certain petrol station just sijja kwogera, and I had gone there for service. We agreed with the guy and called the service nagenda mu motoka atejjeyo oil owuwe when nakyukira ningamba sijja kukola wano oil. I think that's the first time I used castor actually, because tebamuchupula for now. Of course never nabalala bagenda bagezaako okujjamu ebichupuli mu oil waabwe, but for now I think I just have to do research in which other oil you can use that will give you something that the castor gives you without actually compromising the fact that muyinza okubaamu fake. Good morning JK. Ovuga iyo nze nvuga yange era enkofira yanvuga yange njagala nnyo. Waliwo abantu abaagala nti enkofira zange za kwesoma bwesomi. Zine mbaga mwe temwagala kwesoma temwesoma. Fe abamu kuffe. Njagala kunywa amafuta wano naye nga siraba waatenda anti wano. Oba amafuta ba mind nno wandibanga ndaba nedduuka waliri gali baleka leero bano tebaakoze kati ngende ku toto yaawa bannanka ngende ku toto yeewampe waave bandibanga tebalina mafuta bano. Papa kyekiriwo olina amafuta nsobola osasuza B2C kaadi yange kati awujjuza awo obujjuza abayi katunywa amafuta ga totaalo wano ate tulabe ekiddako. Eka kaadi eyo ganti gwe kaadi kwati kale kabasoke bakebere kaadi yange oba eriko akasente naye yo nkimanyi eriko akasente kuba olwasembayo mujjukira nali nywano ku B2C kaadi ne baŋŋamba eziriko tezimala nensasuza kashi mukitegeera ova kisaasi asa nva kisaasi kati ngenda mu kibuga naye olwo oluguudo muyinza obutaddamu kululaba muyinza obutaddamu kululaba era mu take it in Mukwaya Richard, good morning. Louis, good morning. Kambesje, good morning. Pajero motoka za Antonio ayagala nnyo emmotoka ezitategeerekeka. Looks like a Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 3 or Nissan Fuga 2 second generation. Gwe tofaayo gwe jjuza bujjuza nyinako babbiri ze naakajjako emmotoka yakanywako koota lwakuba amafuta g'esigere musagala gaggwe namu. Joseph bali ku ddembe, good morning. Tony agambe Joshua Chipajero nemwe mufune B2C card. Omanyi lwaki B2C card tebalina we bakuba mpewo lwa nsonga B2C card ekolera ku mashini kuli ontegeera mashini eri bwetakuwa mafuta card tejjaako sente mugule B2C card za total empewo tujja batugigize kati kikonye weza mukaaga kweyagala okulimana naye ata lwaki tofuna basponsa naddala ka bonds and Joseph bali ku ddembe ekintu kya bondi ekyo you get compromised. Abantu abo bagamba nti bakuwe sponsorship kitegeeza emmotoka oba bayina mbi oba nnungi, there is no way you're going to recommend anyone to go buy from anywhere else. Then also bajja kutandika okugamba senga tukulaba ngokola inspection mu bondi endala ng'ate omuntu agala okola inspection ye ali mu bondi emmotoka gye yalabye eri mu bondi endala okitegeera. So in a way I find that okujjako nga nfunye omuntu akola ki kama ndi mu kusasuza B2C card kati wano oteekamu pin code bintu ya technology bino bigenda tuwoomera. Kaŋŋambi please wait. Kajjayo receipts kajjayo nenkiriikinga kajjayo endala receipt erabika yeyange eno kale neyanziza nyo delita ate no bazinda zono zibadde ate mulaba B2C card tujoganamu tetumala gavaayo waliyo aninze emabega naye engeri gye nywedde ne B2C card amazima gali nti it has been 141 and 11 plus 141 divided by 11 and actually jukira emu tugirasembu gasi 141 divided by 10 mbanywedde nti 141 divided by 10. What? Mumuwulira totalo kyankoze ampadde 14 kilometers gaba nkoze obulungi mwampadde 14 kilometers according to the calculator. Mwana wa Subaru najja ye n'apapa simanya alowooza nze okulinda ndi musiru babadde bamukubye ebyuma nammwe bantu mwe abavuga Subaru mukimanyi nammwe muvuga mmoroka ngaffe babadde bamukubye ebyuma lwakupapa nsanze nze nyimiridde nnyingira ekkubo va mu totaalo eno eba totaalo bukoto kamwokya eba bukoto 14 kilometers ng'eba empadde ate kyamaanyi nnyo olwaleero ate gajjukira nyina we nabadde nempakinga mu esi nakola ka video ka TikTok ekiraawo. So anyway guys, today's question Friday, ask your questions tugenda kubiddamu bulungi nnyo nange ekibuuzo kyange kiri nti what car would you never drive no matter what and why? Olina otuwa ensonga lwaki benzi yiyo nabagamba abasajja ba benzi abo mubalaba bampa bwe bagikoonamu bati ng'ateekako bampa mpya kati oyo bampa oba yagikoze eki n'ateekako bampa mpya era yakala yanjawulo yeah, but anyway Question Friday, ask your questions to beat them one with a concentration ya katono tono. Guys, it's Question Friday. Ask your questions to be demu. Zinabantu bangaba aba for the love of cars. Bamemba ba FTC People's Party twabadde tulina okusalawo stakeholders conference baziyita bati ezo conference za political party egenda okusalawo turegisteringa ddi president waffe ali mu kugisalawo n'akakiiko akateesiteesi. I'll make a very good secretary general. Omukulu jeke wotabadde abamemba basalawo FTC People's Party tuleete ba candidate mu 2026 nga omukulu President Antonio yagenda ba candidate presidential candidate waffe. Twafuna ba representative ba deputy vice president from the north, from the east, from west and central. Abo bonna tubalina. Naye katulina twetaaga ba MP candidate okusobola okuvuganya obulungi, tusobola okufuna leader of opposition. Tunaaba tetusobodde kufuna bukulembeze bwa ggwanga. Naye tunaaba tufunye obukulembeze bwa ggwanga ta leader of opposition tuba tetumwetaaga. Naye era tulina okutega wa mirundi ebiri. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Obukulembeze bwa ggwanga bwe bugaana nga tuwangula leader of opposition. Mr. Arthur nkugambye battery yali nfu and the car yali ekuba omukka. Oh, kyokka bambe I was even driving from Kigege Queen. Mwebaga emoroka ezarayise ezo nnungi katola ba starch abagambi gundi yamutaasa Kigege yamutaasa ku progress yali emumalawo. Abana nabagaliwo omusajja wa Kirole kawasi wa skite kampiteno went nende nono wa Fortuna katola ba Fortuna eyo nteri 208 ojja kugisanga ng'enywa kyekimu ng'enywa kyekimu n'emmoroka eya sisi 108 because it's diesel. Okitegeera ate ojja gisanga it's diesel and turbo charged ng'ate amaanyi geekuwa mayitirivu ng'ate temanyi kawunda eya sisi 3,000. Okitegeera Arthur, how do you know it's time to change spark plugs? You don't know. Okujja ku ng'emmoroka etandise okuluzinga power. But majority of the time, if you buy the good spark plugs, like for example, if you bought spark plugs from like Toyota, zijengula plugs enteka mu motoka. If you went to Sifao and bought plugs for your Toyota, if you went to these dealers, nogenda oba Kampala Motors to buy your Subaru plugs wali badozivuga ekitono ennyo emyaka 2. Emmotoka bweba terina leakage, plugs can go for up to 2 years. So for 2 years, unless the car has performance issues, you don't even have to check your plugs. Take it 2 years if you buy the right plugs. So kitegeeza emmotoka yo bw'oba okyusa plugs like every 6 months, either the quality of plugs you're buying is what's wrong with your car, or you actually have a leakage. Era makanika bakugamba obuzibu bwa leakage, makanika bakugamba, you know what, we have a leakage in this car, and we need to work on it. Leakage, work on it as soon as possible because it's going to cost you more money in the long run. Atenga bwesanga, for example, a top cover leakage, a top cover seal ya mitwalo ng'etaano. N'ogula n'ekisiriko nino omwana omwayo emitwalo ebiri. Kati ogenda okwesanga top cover okugikola leakage yaayo ejja kumalako emitwalo nga 8 ng'engo okimaze. Kitegeera. So you don't know unless the car loses power, and if you buy the right plugs, you should be able to drive them for at least 2 years. Kitegeeza, if you buy a car, nosanga plugs ayo nga nkadde, bw'oteekamu plugs board, if you're the kind of person like Arthur, atatera vuga moroka kusukka myaka 2, you can basically drive your car paka bw'ogituuna nga tokyusiza plugs. Okitegeera. So what car will you never drive no matter what and why? Of course, driving as an owner, nenze waliwo n'emmoloka ezimu nga ne bwekuba kunjaza at least mvuga boda oba nninya boda. Okitegeera, there are cars zesiinaamu mukisa. Like there are some, the Pajero Exceed, I had a friend yagina nga yagivuga bulungi n'agenda e Masaka n'agenda wa naye nga nze bulungi vuga ekyamuka ate n'ogimudiza neba nga terina buzibu. Okitegeera, Pajeros, I find that Nissan, that's a no-go for me. Yeah, the Nissans is a no-go for me. The Volkswagens, that's a no-go for me. No matter what Volkswagen we are talking about, those two brands are a no-go for me. Now you would ask me why are they a no-go for you? It's basically because katukidere tuitekeri kumain. So why are they a no-go for me? I've driven a Volkswagen and I've seen how much trouble you can be in by simply just owning that car. Then the Nissan, I know people that have even become mechanics because of owning Nissans. So they are not very friendly cars. Abantu benda abalina a bit of friendliness with Nissans, they have double cabins. And majority of the time the people that drive with double cabins have a bit more money than other people. That's probably why they can maintain them. So this is Ginger Road traffic lights, guys. This is the Ginger Road traffic lights. But generalise naye kali tujja kumikiza tutuna kyakukola kuba nadda mukasitaba tatayisaidi emu 2 3 luwendigo katugomikirize. The only car I'll never drive is whichever overheats whereby I need to move with a jerrycan, but I can drive any good Toyota. Other CRV and Spacio old model, which one is better to buy? Atecho chibuza. Richard, obviously, if you're comparing just those two cars, you buy Spacio. Why? The CRV is definitely more expensive to maintain. It's expensive to maintain. It's a Honda, it's not a Toyota. And cars that are not Toyotas in Uganda will cost you some good money to maintain and keep on the road. So I'll definitely choose the Spacio old model. When the Spacio old model right now, good morning, Ben Kako. All weight loss program cars, GDI, Nissan X-Trail, the weight, Nissan Note, Raum old model. Troublesome cars can increase on your stress levels in an already stressful economy and life in general. It's a Kayongeza. That car did me well to take my money. After day to day, the Kafa. Bukenya Shafik, I get you. I also had a Kayongeza. And I can tell you from here, Kayongeza nebo kampera bwerere sikavuga. Nkatunda tisi nengula mu pichi. Akayongeza ako yemoroka gye natundira kukuba emitwalo 9 tonzizaayo. Mulindwa Gonzaga, good morning. Bashir Mukalazi, good morning. Omni Wandyambi, Arthur, is it possible to get a G2 at 7? Yes, you can. Ujunansi Michael, good morning. Aloyo Joan Jojo, good morning. Sebugwao Medi, good morning. Arthur, which castor oil are you using? 20W50 for older cars. I'm using synthetic. Arthur, which car are you driving? Musalwa Derek, I'm driving the Raktis Neyagara. Mujunansi Michael, Toyota has its own engine oil. Yes, it does. But if you went to Sifao right now, the oils they have are for the cars they bring into the country. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. If they import 2021 vehicles, they import 2021 oils. Plug Rachibazina, it's just that plugs zikwatagana nti Toyota ojja kwesanga bwe bekola 1NZ ekyakola 1NZ 1NZ 1NZ. So they have the plugs for 1NZ. The oils they have right now are for the cars they're importing. So kijja kubeera kizibu ogenda osange oil akwatagana ne morokayo era bwonna omusanga ajja kuba wa bbeeyimu. But I'm going to go and research tulabe. N'abavuga Nissan, you can go to Motocare, it's just right outside here, right after the traffic lights. After someone with 70 million, which car of 7-seater do you recommend? 7-seater, if you're looking for performance, try and find yourself a Wish. I find that that's literally the only car. Maybe you could also get the newer, the old model, the 2004, 2005 newer. Which other car there? The Sienta is also not bad. Neka Sienta atitika ina maani. So I'd look at the Wish, and I would not be picky about the number plate. Size izorowoza. Newer Wish. After, irrespective of the looks of the Gaia, what are the disadvantages and advantages? Fuel consumption, resale value. Of course, resale value doesn't have. But the Gaia is the Ipsum. The Gaia is totally what the Ipsum is. It's just that the Gaia looks better inside. The Gaia looks better. Motocare here, we baleta Nissan, we baleta Ford, we baleta but they import Nissans and Fords most of the time. So the guys that want to buy spares, genuine spare for Ford and Nissan, that might be the place for you to go. And they are in a very good location there. Very easy to reach. So if you're going to be buying a Ford, that might be your place. Gaia, the Gaia is actually more comfortable than the Ipsum. That's one thing I can tell you. The Gaia is more comfortable than the Ipsum. Inside the Gaia, it even looks better than the Ipsum. Literally the consumption, they share the same engine with the Ipsum. So the consumption is okay. Fuel consumption of the Gaia is very okay. Maintenance is very easy because it's the Ipsum. Akakuba katandise okutonyerera e Kampala wano yetulaga waleka watonya. Kati guys, ono tukyali ku Jinja Road. This is still Jinja Road. Ate abantu abamemunguluze muzimanyi nange nyinako ze mmanyi. Manyine Jinja Road aleka akoma ku bitaala bya kati wano tuyingidde Kampala Road by the way. Wano tuyingidde Kampala Road. Jinja Road atandikira ku bitaala wali. Kati wano tuli Kampala Road. Good morning, Katom Muhammad. Atha nze nteerako omutonzi yasalawo. Oh, kale ngenda kukola ne omutonzi yasalawo. Naye ng'ate amazima gali nti omutonzi yasalawo. Gwe ne bw'ona okola otya ne bw'ona okola otya omutonzi yasalawo. Naye kati kye neebuuza omutonzi asobola okusalawo obubi. N'agamba no yo tumukole tuti. Is it possible that omutonzi asobola okusalawo obubi? Yeah, but my question today is, what car would you not drive no matter what and why? We know kuba n'ensonga. Tugamba mugambite osiridde mugivuga. Caldina, I drove a Caldina yiyo. I drove a Caldina for like a year and a half, 2 years I think. It was a very good car. I think I'll drive it again. I think majority of the cars that I've driven, I'll drive them again. Mojeko Volkswagen. Since I could have Volkswagen no matter what. Webanga mpulira nfunye nnyo sente. Onja vuga Volvo. Ngabo nabagambye Volvo kati gye nnoonya because of safety. And that's the only reason I'll be driving a Volvo. I know that maintenance of the Volvo is very expensive, but for safety, I'll buy it. But this is all Kampala Road, guys. This is all Kampala Road. Omutonzi yasalawo black color. How can I receive it in Fort Portal? Fort Portal tuba tulina kufuna bus. Netuwa wa bus na aji delivering oba taxi. Nemu abantu abeere Fort Portal mumanya abantu bamu aba taxi sicho. You periodically deliver food to your people in the car. In Kampala. I work with people that come from the villages. And periodically there are people send them food. They don't worry nga bamweze nsawo y'obumoni. Obole nga bamwereza mukene. obooli awo abantu bomukyalo munaye bafa ku bantu baabwe okujjako kati Michael olabika wagendayo ku mirimu ate kati gwabe Kampala balina okukuweereza ku bintu bye Kampala bakuweereze KFC bakuweereze Cafe Javas. How do you get a B2C card? Lucky Mose, you just walk to any Total with your national ID and they'll give you a B2C card. It's very easy to get. Show us the card. Comment in the card when I park. I'm going to show you the card. But it's grey in color. It's grey in color. When you if you want an express card, it doesn't have your name on it. Yeah. You can put, I think you can put up to 3 million shillings on that card. Kachitegeza the people that, for example, nganze bwebangulidde mama bani moroka nga njagala nywenga amafuta jamugulira ka card nze kuterengako sente amafuta bwe gaba gakakende genda ku toto wawe B2C card bakuteremu amafuta okitegeera era tuyite no waggulu What car would you not drive no matter what and why? We know kuba n'ensonga tomala gasalawo noga siddamu kugivuga biba bya mukyalo tulina okuba n'ensonga zaffe lwaki tetwagala kuddamu kuvuga moroka eyo kati wano tuyingidde Bombo Road. Kampala Road akoma wali eri kwagundi ka Jennifer awo Bombo Road n'atandika nange no ngenda njiga ekibuga ngenda nkiyiga Kigozi Stanley sebo lero ovuga yiyo baba vuga yange kati waliwo ngambe mbakolere yo omutonzi yasalawo kale ngenda bakolera nizo omutonzi yasalawo nga zizo mwe mulimanya kimulimba nenga bobu kofira tutambuze culture yaffe yokwagala moroka tutambuze culture yaffe abantu bo Kampala Road balwawo okutuuka ku mirimu amaduuka gaabwe gakyali makulu oyinza okuloga aliyo wali akabitizi kaako bw'okafuna akabitizi okalabye kaba mu 1,300 bw'okafuna gula tolwa nawo enkuba no mu kibuga ekedde kutonnya mu kibuga wakati enkuba ekedde kutonnya. That's why you see that the roads are wet. Enkuba ekedde kutonnya. Question Friday, guys. Ask your questions. Waliwo empakinga ngenda kubiddamu byonna nange muddemu ekyange moroka kijota yinza kuvuga no matter what and why. Mulimu ne Toyota nze sinza kuvuga. Of course, Duet is sort of like a Toyota, but it's actually a Daihatsu. I find that a Toyota Terios since a Kavuga, I find it's not even worth money. The Toyota Rush, I don't think I would drive that car. Why? Because I find that it's too small for an SUV. So the people that are driving that Toyota Rush are people that are finding an excuse. I want to buy an SUV, but I can't afford an SUV. So I'll buy a Toyota Rush. And then I find I don't think I would drive a Probox because it's a price of a car, yet it doesn't give you the comfort of a car. I don't think I would drive a Probox. I don't think I would drive a Mitsubishi Pajero GDI because of the trouble that I've seen people go through with those cars. And there are some cars that I would not drive simply because they don't have resale value. And I know that majority of the time when we want to sell our cars, we actually want to sell our cars. Tuba twagala sente. Okitegeera. Mercedes Benz, I'll drive a Mercedes Benz if I already have two cars in my compound, which are either Toyota or Subarus. Because then I would know I have two reliable cars that I can drive in case the Mercedes Benz breaks down on me. And then I find that I'll probably get myself a Volvo if it's car number 4. Yeah, if it's car number 4, and would be driving the Volvo more often, mostly on long distances, because the Volvo will give us safety on those long distances. But remember, by the time I get a Volvo, I'll already have a Toyota, I'll already have a Subaru, and I'll probably have a Mercedes Benz. Now the Volvo can kind of replace the Mercedes Benz, because even the Mercedes Benz I'll be driving it because I want, and I find that the Volvo gives you everything a Mercedes Benz gives you and adds on safety. So probably Volvo will be car number 3. So I have a Toyota or a Subaru, then where's the Moroka? Volvo or the Mercedes Benz. So I think that's what I will do. Good morning, sir. I'm planning to buy my first car, either a Wish or Noah Valmatic with 15 to 20 million. Chisoboka. Wish chizo kusoboka na Noah tichijja kusoboka. Noah yote chijja kusoboka. Wish nene Wish tichisoboka. Yongera ko sente. Bubo yagala kugula Wish weze milioni nga 24. Atera tewera onda mu namba. Bubo yagala kugula Noah weza Bubo yagala kugula Noah weze kitone nye milioni 26. Oguleyo Noah yenkadde kadde. Okitegeera. Oguleyo Noah yenkadde kadde. Oguleyo Noah yenkadde kadde. Ngaya Valmatic. That's the one thing I could tell you. As a person that has inspected cars and that as a person that has seen the condition those cars will be in. Tony Ronald, good morning. You demoralized me about the Primo. I did not intend to demoralize you. I did not intend to demoralize you about the Primo. I just told you the honest truth that the Primo is actually not worth the money that they are selling it. These days you are moving around with your accountant and auditor. I like to move around with someone that will keep me in check to avoid to avoid annoying the powers that be sometimes. It's very important that we don't annoy the powers that be. Chigoze Stanley agami nkugambi omwana oyo ntambula ebiseera emu I just edit. I just make sure I move with the editor to make sure sinyiza abantu. Cheap new cars over and old cars. Old car second hand. Northern Uganda awaits. Northern Uganda FTC People's Party egenda kubeewambi. Uncle Arthur, what's the difference between Toyota Hilux 2007 manual 4-cylinder versus Nissan pickup? The difference would probably be the maintenance costs. It's easier to maintain a Hilux. Even the hard bodies are not bad, but it's easy. It's just easier to maintain the Hilux. I tell the other thing I can tell you is this. The Hilux will have better resale value. It will have better resale value than the Nissan. But the Nissan is not a bad car. It's not a bad car. It's just that the maintenance is a little high. That's why you find that there are so many Hiluxes on the road from 1992, 1993. But then their hard bodies are very few. Because in the end, people end up giving up on the Nissans. Nebo genda jebatema zabo kabini. Zi Nissan je zili nyingi na yate Hilux intono nyo. Next month after the meeting, tugenda kufanya referendum. Muchibulide President Anthony Yatugambi. Na yes, I have always said Siva ku hybrid. Most definitely now Chiprius in any way. Chetaga. Chiprius nyo chigulanga chetaga nga namba 2 kubanga. Nga chosinga okuvuga naye ngo ina wali moroka. Jo manya nti amanda bagecha nga wano nganzira yo ku old model. I want to buy a Brevis. How is it? Tell me. Don't buy a Brevis. Go buy a Mark II Grand or a Mark II. After you change cars like clothes, 2 years is nothing. Are you sure? But 2 years emoroko oboji vuze banange jeke. 2 years emoroko oboji agala muchi. Neka tengeri jena fuka family man emoroka chida ikanja zivugiranga ddala banga. Kubaka ti bibanja bingi. Yanoga kati atenzide ku motoka. Sara wevugire emoroka yo. Mr. Arthur, I have a question for Mr. JK. Mr. JK, if I have a work permit in my passport, why is it so hard for me to get a visa in Europe or USA or Canada? JK, he knows nothing about visas. Deep in coffee, Arthur, share about the packed Noah issue to people can learn a thing or two. Guys, JK's car has been packed for 2 months. And before anti muchara we avuge moroke yo kati muchara we yali agenze iri ne babera ne jeke for 2 months. And when she came back, the car could not start. And of course, a remote tracker, to take a remote tracker. And they tried to start the car and it could not start. And of course, people now know most of the cars is a remote tracker. So they told Jackie, we have a remote tracker, you disable the tracker. So the tracker has an internal battery. In 2 months, definitely, the internal battery will be out. Actually, the internal battery will run out in a week if the car doesn't have battery. So what I forgot to tell JK before his madam left was to disconnect the battery at least. Because what should happen, battery tracker wegwako, you cannot know if you stopped the car with the tracker or not. Kata tracker with battery. Nebo bajjako moroke with the tracker toina bojizako because tracker teriko. So I told JK to first install the battery bajireke suleko because tracker yo charging automatically because the battery yemoroke bera kwedi. So I'm hoping they did it last night edeko. Okitegeera. So ne JK tajukira kujjako moroke with the tracker, which is a possibility. Nene bwaba yajijjako, the tracker our tracker cannot stop a car from starting. Boba, you did not stop there. You did not stop there because I've done it before. There's a time I traveled, I went with my car, I left it at the airport. So when I left my car at the airport, I disconnected the battery because naringenda kubeera yo week. So I disconnected the battery. And then ndaba tracker yangi, and the tracker went off because of battery. When I came back, I just went to the car, I put the battery back on, and I started the engine because I hadn't stopped. I actually remember I had stopped. But when I put the battery on, I think I waited for like 3 to 4 minutes. Tracker nedako, I started the thingy again. But of course, in parking airport, it's very safe. And I would actually advise the people that are going abroad, like a month or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, drive your car to the airport, park it there, get your ticket, buy a ticket, parking thingy, kakwate kateke mu nsawo yo gyotambula nayo gyogenda naye ebweru ebisumzo byotambula nabyo genda ebweru naye lekanga battery gidisconnectinze okitegeera oba se ekyo gulaka na akantu kanye kembaguze emitwalo anako ku jump startinga so that when you come you just connect it and jump start and literally that's what I did. I came, I think they charged me over 45,000 shillings for the entire week and I paid the money and I started my car and I drove off. Okujako chenasanga ya lady primo old model chenasanga ntumpira gwali gukendedde omuka and at that time nali sino wopika, so I went to a petrol station and bapika omuka and I continued. So I find that the one thing that you guys should do when you're traveling for a long period, the one thing you guys should do is disconnect the battery. Always disconnect the battery. Bubogenda kubeera yo for a very long time. Chikuyamba konti you will not spend money getting someone to come and jump start you when you come back. You just disconnect your battery and go. But tetuna solvinga sinaba kumanya what the actual issue is. So I told JK Basokeba take off battery to love what happens. But I know for a fact that the tracker is not a problem. And I can tell you this because even when I bought mine Mukade, I had my Primo in the parking lot for like 2 weeks. Actually 3 weeks ngasijivuga. Ngebera wa parking ngabunda kuvuga na Mukade. And the battery nalingi disconnectinze, which tegera. The tracker would disconnect and all, but nothing would happen. Which tegera. Arthur, do you use Castro 5W30? I use 5W30, yes. Arthur, why don't you get sponsorship for our channel, mostly from Cap Bonds? Joseph Bali Kudemna Nagambi. I don't want to. Those guys are not looking for sponsorship. They don't want to sponsor. What those guys want is they want Arthur to get them customers. Ontegera. Baga bonabona bagambe bajeno. Na yate umaro bagamba bajeno. You won't be doing inspections anywhere else otherwise. So there are things I don't want to get myself into. And also, I find that it's not worth it for me to endorse some. Musindikira abantu banagenda bagula imurukembi Arthur once indicate one to banguzize motoka nekola bino nekola biri. I want to keep my thing is open so that you call me to inspect in Nakawa, I go. You call me to inspect in Machindi, I come and inspect for you and I go away. Which take it, right? Yeah. And also these bond owners, they don't believe in advertisement. Ojage no mugambe sasula sente bweziti for a month. Nsigale nga nkulanga agambe na ezo sente nyingi kankuye 12 emitwalo 12 kati nze Arthur ochampe emitwalo 10 ochampe emitwalo 3 okitegeera for a full month. Izo sente kati for you that know the prices of data in Kampala ne data yenyine nyine oba tomalako. Arthur, compare for me the ground clearance of the tire of a Paso Sete and Spacio. Don't compare these two cars, study Ronald, because the Paso Sete is the newer version of the Spacio. You can either buy a Paso Sete or a Spacio, but if you buy a Spacio when you can afford a Paso Sete, you're making a very bad mistake. So I would recommend right now, let's be buying Paso Setes. And the ground clearance can be raised. So when you're raising them, you can put spacers, you can put bigger springs and all that. That train kati abatudde mu taxi nga madidisa terisesa wo waliwo ne taxi zitalina madidisa agamu nga glasses ezimu teziriimu, and you know genuine garages for Volvo sebo. The garage za Volvo jeziri. I cannot tell you I will not suffer with the Volvo, but for the price, for safety, that price is okay. And then you can keep the Volvo for long distances. I think I think it makes sense when even the rich people still continue buying Land Cruisers. Omutonzi tatu sasula ngenkola yaffe. Some people say omutonzi yasalawo because they don't want to take responsibility for their actions. I think so, Lucky Mose. Finally, I find someone that agrees with me. The IQ, because Sirina Gavumwa Baboda. The Toyota IQ, Tosola Kavuga Kubaba Boda Bajja Kuvuma. Good morning. My friend bought a Volvo from Sweden and bought it to Uganda. He suffered with it until he sold it to another Volvo owner for spare parts. Volvo erabike abonya. Nze nayiga namala yoyagala sivaawo. Nayiga namala mutonzi yasalawo mvuga ya 5 million. But Omutonzi gave us brains to make decisions and take responsibility, not for him to kusalawo every time. Jekaga, he also suffered with the convertible SLK and gave up on any car that isn't Toyota. Yeah. Ekirungi experience ezo teziva wa Arthur. I need fog lights for Fielder 2007. You go to Chiseka, you can get them there. I don't even know the price. I can't lie to you. A Kluger reminds me of an ex-man. Hey, you had an ex-boyfriend, Gavuga Kluger. Mr. Arthur, can the card be recharged online via MasterCard or Visa? No, you need to go to a Total petrol station and pay them. So, the card looks like this. Now, mine doesn't have the name. The card looks like this. It has a Total logo here. Yeah, and then details of the petrol station where you got it from. And then it says all products down here, because you can literally, you can pay for fuel. You can pay for fuel, you can pay for oil and service. Yeah, you can buy LPG gas, which is the cooking gas. You can pay in their supermarket, service, and car wash. So that's how the card looks. So the guys that want to get it, I wish you luck. Me, I've had good luck with the fuel. Between a Vitz and IST new models, what could opt for, both used on Ugandan roads? I would buy a Vitz because it's not overpriced. The IST is overpriced either way. And if you want performance, you go for the IST, but I find that the performance is, for me, is negligible. Having driven a 1 liter, a 1.3 liter, and a 1.5 and a 1.8 liter vehicle. So I know that majority of Ugandans don't need the performance that they claim to need. So I would go with the Vitz because it's not overpriced. Toyota Regias kumafuta nze sagara na Gisembera. Sagara Forester XT because most of the men who steal my girlfriends, they be driving Subaru XT. Linda kubaka bakazi bameka Anthony, how many girlfriends have you lost to Subaru drivers? Mukama Katonda. Naye mutonzi waffe yasalawo. As kind elaborate on when to use overdrive button. Overdrive mu automatic, but of course katiza feasibility tezibidi nebyo. But overdrive esika giye ya manyi ngogenda kuyisa. Uchitegedde. So okanyiga, is it okanyiga bakababa? It's off when you're driving normally. Nesobola okumala yo gears. Kati okanyiga esika yo giye ya manyi nesobola okuyisa ne kuba amanyi. Ata wishe ya 17 minute ebampo era ngenda ku border to border. Bashir wishe ya 17 ogenda border to border, but as you're buying a wish of 17, tejja kuba mpo nnyo. Nenge jja kuba nnungi. Ata when to use the 2 and L gears in automatic transmission. L is like I don't know the full form of L, but gochomanya gear number 2 is like number 2, L is like number 1. Ziba za amanyi. Uchitegera, tell me about plats I want to buy. Just buy. The plats is the Vitz with the boot. Mr. Arthur SC wangate teyokesa nkoze ntya ati inzo kube ina blockage ya white amazi. Because remember, for you to get heat in your car, the air conditioning system uses the water from the radiator. So you might find that the system there has some blockages. So you just need to get it checked out. Arthur, Toyota Rush has 1.5cc. Its fuel consumption is low. Yeah, but it's still small. It's like me saying I can't afford an SUV, but I will drive an SUV in a Rush. Mohaz boy nasuze bulungi. By the way, bantu bange, what's better? What's the better Uganda data package I can use to watch the broadcast every day? Nze ogula, you buy the Airtel thingy. They have an Airtel router. And the Airtel router, you buy unlimited data at 130 for 10 Mbps, 170 for 20 Mbps, which take it, right? And then MTN has an equivalent as well. I find that those are the 2 things that you should use. Bobo Beda Waka, then if you can get the cable internet, that would also be good. Have you heard about the Bajaj car called Bajaj Cute? But it's sold at 18 million. I've even seen it, but I would not spend 18 million on that thing. I would not. I have a Spacio 1.8 liter, but I'm enjoying it. The fuel performance isn't bad. Oh, Travel Like Vlog, good morning. Chivumbi Alex Arthur, for a car that is to be parked for over a month, do you recommend to disconnect the battery? Yes, but disconnect the battery as it just zigala ne boot. So you click and lock everything. You open the door, open the bonnet, disconnect the battery, close the bonnet, come back here, lock this car with the key, and then you go away. Which take it. And then the other thing that probably you could do, you remove everything. If your car has an alarm, so if your car has an alarm, I would open the bonnet, okay? I would open the bonnet, close the doors, close with the alarm, okay? Then go to the bonnet, disconnect the battery. Disconnect the battery, and then close the bonnet. Just disconnect the negative terminal. The next time when you come back, you definitely have a key to open this door, open the bonnet, okay? Close the door again, and then lock again, then go connect the battery. When you connect the battery, it will sense, then you open with the remote. It doesn't require a whole night for the tracker to charge itself. It only needs like 20 to 30 minutes. Aha, Chris abagambi. Ba Chris ina tracker ya fe mu motoka ye. So kati abagambi. What I observe, the tracker and the alarms drain the battery so fast if it goes beyond 2 to 3 weeks without being driven. Muchitegedde. Wabula banange Uncle Arthur. Mbuto tojukira je wali olaze. Wabula tochikola, otherwise ngenda kuwa wabire wa madam. Banange. Sitegedde. Ate chizenjugedde. Mboko airport nali sitegedde nalindaze. Ate genda ku airport nava waka nenvuga nira nabaleka waka. We nava waka nenvuga muruka ngenda ngamanyi je ndaze. Nayenze sijjukira yo. Like I think I've traveled to so many countries ngamba Kampala, and it's been a long time since I traveled. I forgot. Like bunalina akatambula ke mirundi jange jasoka, it was magical. I would remember everything. Of course, the countries I've traveled to that are magical that I've never forget. Norway, I'll never forget Norway. I think I'll never forget Brazil. I don't remember when I went to Brazil, but I went to Brazil. I went to Copacabana Street. JK, next time when you have a holiday, go to Brazil, Copacabana or beach. And when again in Brazil, I was working with the Norwegian embassy in Brazil, and the Norwegian ambassador yarimchara mukuru ndoza myaka nga 8, and she was a party animal. Ngatu atutwala out ne staff ye yo ku embassy, ne tubeereyo ne tugenda out ne tulya kusawa nga musanvu zina manyira kweba kasawa 3 nemuleka yo omukyalo oyo ng'akyali mu kulya bulamu. Guys, that's like the broadcast. Chovolaba, I like Mpenkoni, Benz S-Class, they are compact cars. Nzagara. Pass your new models 4-wheel drive possible at 18? Yes, it's possible. It's very possible. Is the total card free of charge? Yes, Alex. I understand you have to load and deposit some money on it. No, it's totally free, but the money you put on is your money. The money you put on is your money. And you get discount on literally everything you buy. I think kumafuta of over 50 shillings discount buli mafuta. Would the car be in good condition? Kazoba BL. Yes, it will be in good condition. Neja kuba 1.8 liters. Bakanzi bako like 4 girlfriends. Antonio. Do you recommend buying a used SC cabin? Why would you buy a used SC cabin filter? I'll replace like 2 in 3 months. I'm thinking of buying the brand new one from Toyota. Alex, you don't even need to go to Toyota to buy a cabin air filter. You don't. The cabin air filters kati nze jenzi gulangula cabin air filters zange zigula za mutwalo gumu 12. Kani musiba yiba muzigula nenzi jenzi gule zange ngula za gumu 2 anze bulwengendo gula ngula 33. Ngula 3 cabin air filter, air cleaner 3. So I change an air cleaner every month. Cabin air filter chisinzira bwefanana, but I also could change it per month because imbera nazo mu modoka. I have been invited by some our Shell clients to Brazil na ye wala man. Genda JK. You go to Brazil and have fun. Brazil has a lot of life. Of course, sigara ku Copacabana Street wabeda ba tourist ogende limba yai. For when I been in Brazil, there are places they used to tell me that don't go because abayai baberanga yo. I'm planning to buy my first car. Either wish your question banang. I need your help pre-purchase inspection. How much? My pre-purchase inspection fee is 450,000 for the guys that don't know. Very good service. I come with a mechanic and that money covers a full day. I recommend that you don't get one car no jesibako. You need to also be able to look at other cars. Funai options echitone nyonga satu. Uronde kwa hizo options satu. Now, that money only covers the Kampala Central Business District. But if you want to get a wachiso eyongo, gula yoku mafuta amalala, sentes obosa sudenze, obosa sude the mechanic, obosa sude na mafuta gatamuza mu Kampala wano. Wachitegeera. Pade Patrick Rio Poultry Farm. Good morning. Okay, nja kugula cable internet and how is the price? Era ne cable internet area 15 bwe batu. After you have talked about the cabin filter. Does the dirty or old filter affect the performance of AC? Yes, it does. It does. Otandika empewe etandika okubanga teri fresh. Etandika okubanga teri fresh. Then also if you're going to get air from outside as well, kuba cabin air filter yojiraba eri directly under the fan that blows the air. So the air will not be fresh and also empewe jaba teitamu bulungi because it will be clogged. Jeke a Brazil wala, but I will go there to learn how to make fuel from sugarcane. Pose to see nyash. Bananga abantu be Brazil bambara bwerere. Tebamba Copacabana Street aho kubanza we manyi. Bambara bwerere sawa 5 za kumachora bo mukazi ngatambala ali mukapale na kalega. Okitegeera. Guys, after Bambi talk about the legal implications of that cut tint. There is no legal implication in Uganda, not as yet. Nemmateeka tewaiteka ligana teka tint mu Moroka. Tiririyo okujanga bagenda leta lirete naye ate mbalaba ba MP baffe bali mu kulwanagana ate mwabawulidde bagamba leader of opposition batandike ku mulonda. Me, I don't think there is a problem with the leader of opposition being voted, being selected by the president of the party that is leading in opposition. Naye mwabalabe ekifo bagenze mu Northern Uganda kuteseza Northern Uganda naye ekifo ky'okuteseza Northern Uganda batandise kulwanagana. Abantu abasinga mu parliament balina na magezi. L means low, so mukaseres the gearbox will not shift to 3rd gear, so it doesn't lose power. Ante ebeda munambe. So L singa ku 2 is 2 gear is gear number 2. And then it's the same as gear B. Wano mu modoka za CVT. Guys, kamba sibule ngene nkole ku mirimu gy'abakama bange. Njabala bencha Muyombya Mark, Morad K Momo VIP, Bukenya Shafik, Abadi Mukamori, I don't take you for granted. Mugalasi Joshua Mix Farm, Kagwa Marvin, Tusime Edin, Sereko Starch, Muse Masadam, Musisi Gerald, Sereko Stash, Omni Wandiambi, Paul Sema VIP, Nicolas Sebuli Memula Mik, Bruno Inzingoma, Antonio Random Things VIP, Lubura Chris Fitness, Nkuru Nunji Doni, Morad K Momo VIP, Kabali Moses, JK, Football Tribe UG, Jones Info, Mukwaya Richard Louis, Kambes J, Mugalasi Joshua Mix Farm, Joseph Vali Kudembe, Edwin Mugerwa, Ben Kako, Muliwindwa Gonzaga, Bashir Mukarazi Triple M, Omni Wandiambi, Mujunansi Michael, Aloyo Joan Jojo, oyo deputy party president. Edi mu north. Oyo representative wa fogenda kwesimba mu constituency kijo tetuyinza kubeera deputy president nga toli ate MP. Uyina okuyingira obwe MP. Sebugwawo Medi, Musalwa Derek, Mujunansi Michael, Mulindwa Gonzaga, Kato Muhammad, Luzinda Michael, Chigozi Stanley, Todi Ronald, Asad Suleiman, mulowooza sibamazeeyo nno. Kabali Moses, Ntale Samuel, Lucky Mose, Isoba Ivan, Jeke Nakubaze, Mutebi Ronald, Chivumbi Alex, Brijay Kakai, Mohaz Boy, nyina omuntu ankubira gwe nyina okubanga nko Kazoba BL, Chris Da Vinci. Hi, how much it will be Ractis of 16 to 18? Not da jireke Ractis ya milioni 18 jireke. Mubondi kati erabi Ractis eri milioni nga 26. Naye waliwo ne za 3 mu 5 okitegeera. So Chris Da Vinci, I would not bet on you. Ne Ractis 18 osobola gifuna by the way. You can. Lwakubanza emirundi gye mbadde nkola inspection, Ractis eziri mu 18 teziba nnungi zonna. At least ate 18 oyinza ofuna sienta nga nnungi. I just kunyiga but I don't know how to defrost the windscreen. Defrost akabaton kwe kali akaliko akagambo front. That's how you do the windscreen. Akagamba kaliko front kaliko obuntu bwebuti nebo arrow wambuka waggulu. Ninga tekatse akema bega kabera ka rectangle ako maaso kabera kali chi shape kiri out kitegereka. Of course you make sure that it's the AC button is also pressed. It will be an honor to be the events planner for your wedding, Mr. Arthur. Kuba ejja kuba simple, precise and executive. Amina. Nafunye da wedding planner. The wedding yang kwe kwanjula kasitatuva mu kwanjula. Tuba tuchimaze mukama abawo mukisa guys. I'll see you tomorrow evening at 5:15 p.m. May the good Lord bless you. Ciao.